every vacancy announcement is structured exactly the same way, in the same order. First piece is who can apply. And as I mentioned, if the position is open, merit promotion, or people who have status, you must be in the competitive service currently, or have reinstatement rights, or be VEOA eligible, Veterans Employment Opportunity Act. If the position is open to merit promotion and you don't fall into one of these categories, let's say you're a temp, you cannot apply because temps don't have status. And please do not think you are special. HR is not going to consider you. No matter how well qualified you think you are, no matter what, if you don't meet the who can apply part, you're not eligible. If the position is open under merit promotion for people who live in the Washington, D.C. area and you are sitting in Iowa, you do not meet the criteria and you will not be considered even if you are open to moving yourself to DC from Iowa. So read the who can apply. Competitive examining, anybody can apply as long as they are a citizen. Non-citizens are not eligible for federal jobs in the competitive service, and this includes people with green cards. Accepted service, if the job is open to the accepted service only, you've got to fit an accepted service category. You have to be VRA eligible. You have to be 30% compensable, a Peace Corps eligibility, Schedule A, a military spouse, etc. And again, direct hire. So the first thing you want to look at on any job announcement is who can apply. And if you don't fit the criteria, move on. No one will make an exception for you. Because if they make an exception for you, they have to make an exception for everybody else. The second thing I want you to look at is what's called a selective placement factor. Now, not all vacancy announcements have selective placement factors, but you should scan the job announcement to see whether or not the posting you're looking at has one. And if the posting has a selective placement factor and you don't have it, you need to move on because you are not qualified for the job. So what would be an example of a selective placement factor? Something like a language skill, a certain kind of software, a certain kind of license or certification or registration. So this will be on the announcement. It'll be obvious, and I don't have any real data on this, but let's say maybe 15% of vacancy announcements have a selective placement factor. And if you don't have it, it's a deal breaker, even if you have all of the other qualifications. Now, let's look at the qualifications section. And there are two parts of the qualifications section. There's what's called basic qualifications and specialized experience. So let's talk about basic qualifications. Most jobs in the federal government do not require a degree. That being said, there are a number of jobs at APHIS and within veterinary services that do in fact require a degree. If you don't have that degree, that is considered a basic requirement, then you need to move on. But if you are applying for a program manager, if you are applying for an IT specialist, if you are applying for an administrative specialist, you don't need a degree. You need experience. And I will say, when you're thinking about qualifying, unless the job requires a degree, please recognize that the government values your experience more than they value your degree. As a mom, I certainly value education, but as a federal HR person, not so much. And so when you have a choice on how you want to qualify, whether it's based on a degree or education, you should always pick that you want to qualify based on your experience.